Graphic 45 album using the Time to Flourish collection and designed by Mandy Gilbert for Stamp-A-Lot. So this is using the Time to Flourish papers from the Graphic 45 company for this mega album. Beautiful album, very simple on the fronts because all the goodness is inside, so we don't have to think too much about decorating the front. It's just using the papers as they are. Absolutely gorgeous papers, nice ivory colour, inked edges just to make it stand out a little bit, and using things like your Martha Stewart border punches to help create a beautiful spine. Tim Holtz Ideology products have been used to create the little hitch fastener there and to create the actual closure of this album with lots of beautiful pearls and gems and the little ring there to help hold it all closed. So with the Time to Flourish collection, it's all calendar based. So we've got all the months of the year in here, starting with January. But I love on this left hand side, you can tell it's a little thing that you pull up because you have a little ribbon. So wherever you see a little ribbon inside this album, or probably any album, tends to indicate something will be lifted upwards. So we can lift this up to reveal a pocket. So we have a pocket here, but that's not everything. Look at this, we can create extra flaps as well. So if we go to the bottom, flaps with pockets using the really, really pretty ivory basil. And again, here, there is a little ribbon here. So we can open that up to hide journaling, extra photos, whatever we want. And then also using the ivory cardstock to create a base to put on the extra ephemera and the papers from the paper pack collection. And all the little extra bits as well to create banners. This one here, let's have a look. I'm assuming is a little belly band with a little stopper there, so you can hold your bits in place if you added extra behind that one. So that would just go into this pocket with a nice little thumb notcher section punched out to make it easier if you had smaller pieces to get them in and out. If we go up a bit more, we have this other pocket here, just a nice simple pocket using a slit so that we can put things in behind the paper. It means the paper has that nice continuous feel. So if we didn't have anything in the pocket, it still looks very beautiful in its own right. So we have these little tabs, toppers, whether it's punches, whether it's dies, whatever you've got in your collection, the EK Success ones, woodwear ones, and also the corners. Look at that, photo corners as well, so that when you get a photo, you can just slot it in behind there without actually having to use any glues, and that can just be then interchanged whenever you want to. So that's a nice little pocket behind a flap. Over here you've got your calendar. You can write in anything exciting that's happened. Now this is actually separate. It can come out, so you can use this separately. All the months of the year are done this way around, so you've got the extra notes you can write on here as well, but that there will just slide in the side of each of the months. So this is using, as I say, all the beautiful papers from Graphic 45, all coordinating to be the January month. We've got our little slip pockets here, a little corner, and we've got all the papers that we're using and creating notches and really nice different designs, so we can just change it throughout the whole album. Everything is quite thick because as we go into each month, they've all got these little slide out calendars. So here on February, beautiful pink colours. This can come out again, and as I say, they're all going to have this effect on the on this little pull out. And that's a great thing. If you're doing a big album, try and keep a repetitive pattern going somewhere. It will help you to make it not such overwhelming. It will cut down on the time for creating because the designs have already been design layout you have already thought about, so you can just follow that through and just up each page a little bit with things you're doing. So this one here is a double pocket using, again, those pretty papers look absolutely gorgeous. Same paper here, something else in between just to break it up, and just using everything. I think Mandy has used absolutely everything from the paper pad, all the different ephemeras, all the different die cut pieces. It doesn't even have to be matted and layered onto some plain card. This is just cut straight from the paper, created into a little booklet. Or do your extra fancy journaling section. So again, we can see, as I say, we know there's something there we can pull open. This is a little magnet in here. and you've got somewhere that you can slide in any ephemera or photos or journaling you want to. Then going bigger as well, using some of those bigger die cut pieces, cut apart pieces from the paper range, you can create slightly larger areas for putting your photos. And then obviously as well, doing a really nice big photo mat area where you've got your belly band, you've got your pockets. You can really go to town and make it your own and pop all sorts of different ideas on there. So that is your February. Going into March, we have in March something slightly different. So we've got, again, you've got the ribbon, that's going to pull up. So it's great to be able to use the ephemera and the cut apart pieces, whether it's portrait or landscape. Just looking at the design, you can change it up however you want to. So firstly, we've got this little one here that will come open, but also we've got this here that comes open as well, to a beautiful flap that contains a pocket using some of the design in the paper, where there are some really nice little postage stamps. Again, this is just the paper, but look at that. So you could mat this onto cream cardstock if you wanted to give you base colour to write on behind, or you can just put the papers in like this. Again, we've got one of those little side slash little pockets, and everything there can just slide inside that little tuck spot to keep it all safe and sound, using, again, as I say, those beautiful postage stamps, borders that you're on the papers, and just it helps as a little closure to keep your items that you pop into that together. So there again, we've got a belly band and we've got a little pocket in behind, so that can slide in there. I mean, just look how beautiful that is, just for your extra photos and your writing and your journaling, whatever it is you want to create in there. And again, there's another one of those banners, and just fishtail banner, and just ink the edges, and by inking the edges it makes it stand out from the base paper behind. So that is the March. Love that, with the extra flap on there as well, and then the calendar section here. And if we turn it over to have a look at April, really nice papers in April, beautiful colour range again. The whole album, when you go for a paper collection, especially from Graphic 45, everything is going to match, and throughout the whole album you're going to get that beautiful consistency. So again, here it's similar to the other page. You've got a flap that's opening up, but as well as that flap opening up, you've got the extra flap here, so it's like a gatefold. You can create pockets either side to hold extra bits. So again, one of these lovely little calendars, tiny little calendar here that you can write on for the week if you wanted to. Pop that in. The ribbon and the magnets really make an album stand out as something separate and something unique and different. Just pop those in there. Look at that, it's beautiful border punches. So look at your border punches, look at your border dies, see what you've got, incorporate it into your pockets either side, incorporate it into your middle pockets. You can have them portrait and landscape and change them up and just make the album very cohesive and coordinating and look absolutely amazing. So we're going to put April back in there. We're going to close up our doors on April, and then we're going to close that flap as well, and we'll have a quick look at May. So May, nice purple colours in this one. If you like your purples, this is beautiful. Again, on that flap that opens out, this is the one that will come out. These can be something completely separate altogether, or if you keep it with the album, it looks absolutely amazing and really makes the album mega and exquisite, and something really special for a recipient, or for yourself if you're wanting to document your year. Here we go, belly band. So with a belly band, it can go out all the other way, the other side, but it holds things in place. So we've got our May journaling card there, a nice big one to put your photos on. You got the slightly smaller one as well. As you've noticed, everything is, as I say, like a repeating pattern, which really, really does help when your design is. This is big. This is a big project to undertake, and by just saving time by following a pattern will make it easier. All the papers are gorgeous, and they're going to match and go through very nicely. And as I say, by having your repeating pattern, it makes life a lot easier for you for creating. So June, pink papers again on this one, beautiful pink papers. You got your belly band on this side, so that if anything goes down, there's that stopper, so it's not going to fall out the bottom. Like a big pocket here and a little baby pocket using those postage stamps along the bottom. But don't think you've got to have your little finger notch, however fancy your finger notch is. So this finger notch is basically one of the dies, and it's off to one side. So that means that we can, put that the right way around, means we can have a nice extra element here on the right hand side, but that looks really nice and just changes it up in your album a little bit. So again, we've got plain sides to our fancy little tabs and tags, so that we can add any of our little journaling and just pop things behind there, whether it's journaling, whether it's photos, whether it's the extra tickets and receipts from whatever the events were during that month. All right, so July, what have we got in July? Ooh, beautiful, rich colours for July. So again, you don't have to worry about it. Graphic 45 has done the thinking for you. They have given you what you're going to do for each month. You just got to come up with your repeating pattern to make life easy for yourself. There you go. There's one of those little calendar weekly books that can just come off. And there, again, on the off to one side, have it off to the right this side, and just change it up. So we can open it up and you've got that symmetry, which looks awesome. So that's also something to think about when you're designing your albums. Get some symmetry in there because it's very pleasing to the eye. So let's pop those bits back in. Absolutely everything from this paper collection has been used to its fullest. I really don't think there's anything left over. Mandy has really gone all out and made sure everything has been incorporated into this album. And again, sometimes what you can do, these ones have been flat stuck, but you could have these are on a magnet, or these are loose, so things can go in underneath. As I say, if we take it out, there we go, there's the July one. Really pretty colours, really, really pretty. Going to pop that back in there. Going to turn it around to August. I think this is my favourite August with lovely sunflowers. Just look at that. And obviously now we're getting quite bulky and we're on the other side, so we're at a slight angle. Tell you what, shall I put something behind just to lift that up a little bit? So we've got beautiful yellows and blues on here, and so we've opened it up. We've got our base page, a lot going on this base page. We can see the little ribbon there, so we know that's going to come up similar to what we've seen already in the album. Then we've got a flap that's going to come out to one side, and on here we have a waterfall. So the waterfall has got the stopper here, again magnetized, and beautiful papers just lend themselves so well. Just make sure that when you do your waterfalls, the inside panel, if you're creating something and it's got directional patterns or it's got words on it, make sure you've got them the right way round. And that is a really nice area for putting some extra ephemera or extra photos, and it holds things in place. So all these extra tabs and tags and things that can slide in behind and slide into the pockets, they can just sit. They're not even tucked into anything. They will just sit there. The waterfall will keep it in place with that magnet, and that is nice and secure. On to September. So with September, we've got some nice apples and fruit. Oh, yes. So here, again, we've got that ribbon. So we know that's going to come up. But as well as just having that flap, there's a pocket inside the flap as well. So think about where you're going to put your pockets. You can have pockets all over and just have things sliding in and out. And if you're giving it to a recipient, make sure there's a tag of some description in there so they know that that hole is there, that pocket's there, because it's not always easy to see and easy to know if there's a pocket. Again, make sure if you've got directional that you've put this and adhered it correctly onto your flaps. And here we go underneath. Again, nice simple papers, nice simple postage stamps and everything. Oh look, we've got a little extra adhered to the back of there. Again, not adhered all the way, so that you can just tuck something in. Great little tuck spots, secret little tuck spots, and that can just slide into your extra little pocket here. We close that one down. So on the back of our calendar page here, go to town, do other things as well. We've got the belly band using lovely borders from the paper range. We've got another little section here, an element from the paper range that is being used as the stopper. And the stopper, whenever you do a stopper, just make sure it's just adhered it to the bottom, and you've got something like a 1mm or 2mm foam pads or foam tape, so you can just lift it up from the back of the cardstock so that it's just got somewhere to slide in and out of. So we turn over, we're getting into October now, so we've got some beautiful October papers for the Halloween lovers amongst you. So we've got those purples and those rich oranges, and here we've got this little small area where we've got a pocket in underneath, we've got pockets in here as well. We could create it as a pocket up top, but basically we're making sure that is sealed so that we've got all this pocket area here. So we'll pop him in here. Again, there's those papers, just the paper, and it's just scored in half to create a little baby booklet. So we've got also, running through the whole paper range and the album, we have these beautiful tabs and tags. We're just going to slide them in underneath into that pocket. And here on the left hand side, again, a beautiful little border with the stopper, and just using all the borders and absolutely everything from the paper range. November, some nice greens and yellows going on here, and oranges. So okay, we've got, it looks, on first glance it looks quite simple in relation to the other pages. Now simple is good, you could keep it like this. You've obviously got this bit that comes out with our calendar on and the November extra panel. So you could keep it nice and simple. We've got the belly band. We've got on the belly band, we've got 2 little areas where there's pockets, that we can put things in these pockets as well. So having something simple like this is brilliant. It's all it needs. But if you want to make it look a little bit different and use up your papers and do more and be able to have more photos enclosed, we can see there's a ribbon. Something's going to happen. We can pull the ribbon up. And beautiful, we have this pocket page is symmetrical and on alternate pages top and bottom. So again, using that same gorgeous paper, creating those little tags that you can just slide in and use them as your photo mats for whatever you're documenting. Same down here. It's just opposite. So yes, you could have it so both your pockets are on one side, or you could just have it at a offset angle like this one, which is absolutely amazing. Let me make sure we close it up correctly. That one goes down first and this one goes over the top. So that was November. So we're now on to the last month, December. So we're on the December is spanning both pages, but then obviously we still open it up. We've still got that extra page here, which we can do so much with these pages and adhere more things to them. Again, same repeating pattern. We've got those same elements being used, doing the same job all the way throughout. We have our belly bands, beautiful belly bands using those papers, having a nice pattern on the front against that plainer paper, just so that they complement each other really, really well. And then you've got all these elements on these tabs and photo mats that really help enhance your project. Very, very nice. So on the back side of the album, which is the inside back cover of the album, what Mandy has done here, she's created a gusseted envelope pocket. So we can open this up. Again, it's magnetized. So we've got a magnet there. We've got a little pocket at the front there using the postage stamps, so we can put something inside there. Very merry. And what I really like about this is inside the envelope, she has created these little tabs on photo mats and have them so that they match beautifully as a nice little file folder effect. So that is just nice and simple. Just cuts away your areas so that you can have that following through, and it's just staggered really perfectly, and that can go tuck in there so that you can see it, so that you can put your photos on there and then seal it up and it will just click into place. So that there is the Time to Flourish album by Mandy. Nice and chunky. There is a lot going on in here. We've got the little ideology from Tim Holtz, which will help just keep the album shut. That there is using the Time to Flourish Graphic 45 paper collection. It's an album created by Mandy Gilbert for Sir Stamp-A-Lot, and it's absolutely beautiful. Thank you for watching.